India talk with number one India news every Sunday at 6 p.m. on number one India news.
Hello viewers, I am Jaidev Patel and you are watching number one India news. Welcome once again India Talk with number one India news. We have a special guest with us today, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, former Chancellor and political analyst, Mr. Firoz Bakht Ahmed. Mr. Firoz Bakht Ahmed, you are very welcome to our program today.
Thank you.
Mr. Firoz Bakht Ahmed, my first question to you is that, is the election campaign more important for Arvind Kejriwal than it is Aman?
See, for Arvind Ji Kejriwal, anything could have been more important than actually taking care of the administration and the seat that he acquires, that is the chief minister, the seat of chief minister. And the way he has avoided ED, he has not done a good thing. He thinks that he is beyond law, he is above all these parameters.
Yeah.
And you see, when these people say that ED, CBI, all such agencies, these are under the central government and these are being misused. This is, I think, there can't be a, bigger misconception than this. And to avoid ED at this moment, in fact, some of his ministers are already behind the bars, right? And these ministers might have, after being, there's this health minister, Mr. Jain,
Yeah.
who is for such a long time behind the bars. He must have opened many secrets about his boss, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. It's a very sad state of affairs in politics. People who thought that yes, BJP, Congress, Sapa, Baspa, Trinamool, all these parties, they are not doing their duties honestly. So there is this new system of Aam Aadmi Party, the so-called Aam Aadmi Party, which has become a khas Aadmi Party.
Yeah.
I mean, they came with a lot of fanfare. In fact, on the shoulders of Gandhi number 2, known as Gandhi number 2, and unfortunately, it's all finished.
Yeah. Mr. Firoz Bakht Ahmed, Arvind Kejriwal is afraid that ED will arrest him. That is why he did not appear before ED on November 2.
See, Jaidev ji, as far as Arvind ji is concerned, he says that he has gone for some election rally. Now, elections are still, there is some time in elections, 5, 6, 7 months are still there.
Yeah.
He did this just to avoid what you call the ED.
Yeah.
And he has not done a good thing, because amongst all the people, whether it is his ministers, whosoever they are,
Yeah.
or whatever, he is considered to be the kingpin. Whether it is what they call the wine scam,
Yeah.
right? In Hindi, people still say that Delhi ko sharab mein sarabor kar diya, which is very true. That they, in fact, turned Delhi into an ocean of wine and beer, which is very unfortunate. And when they are caught, in fact, ED has nothing to do with it. Court has nothing to do with it. It is the people inside their administration, because all such things are done. The typist types the things that they say, oh, chalo bhai, type kar do, do this thing. So these things are leaked from those parameters, and it has taken quite some time, many years.
Yeah.
And when everything was certified, yes, this is right, there is this problem of scam of wine, and there are so many other scams also. That's why the ED is after Arvind Kejriwal. And he is a very smart guy.
Yeah.
Before Sisodia ji was going to be arrested, he said, Sisodia बहुत ईमानदार आदमी है. There can't be a better honest man than Sisodia. They will arrest him. Sisodia को और वो जो their health minister Mr. Jain, उसको तो इनको भारत रत्न देना चाहिए, पद्म विभूषण देना चाहिए. This was his tone, right? And now, interestingly, they themselves declare about the arrest. It can be though in lighter vein,
Yeah.
but that is a prophecy, because before the arrest of Mr. Jain, the health minister, Satinder Jain,
Yeah.
Mr. Kejriwal announced it. He prophesied it. He said, कभी भी ये सतिंदर जैन जी को अरेस्ट कर लेंगे. बिफोर सिसोदिया ऑल्सो, सिसोदिया इतना ईमानदार आदमी है, देयर कांट बी अ बेटर person than Mr. Manish Sisodia. They will also arrest him.
Yeah.
Arrest him. Now, I do not know whether he said they will arrest me or not, but it is Atishi
Yeah.
who is saying that under the guise of ED, they will now arrest the Chief Minister, Mr. Kejriwal.
Yeah.
Now, they know about each other very well, right? Maybe Atishi is eyeing on the seat of Chief Ministership, but what is very unfortunate, Jaidev ji, is, I mean, they are all now under the eyes of ED, corruption and whatnot. The confidence of people has been lacked out. After this Aam Aadmi Party, whether you start a movement or I start a movement or a third person starts a movement, they are all corrupt. BJP, Congress, Sapa, Baspa, Aam Aadmi, they are all corrupt. You will give you a new system of down to earth politics. Nobody will trust. All the movements have now been buried with this Aam Aadmi Party, right?
Yeah.
All the activists have also been buried. Nobody will trust them because these people on the shoulders of Anna Hazare, they came as activists, and see what they have ended into. People of Delhi, they are very, very upset. They were upset with the BJP rule, right? After that, Congress came. Janata of Delhi was upset with the Congress rule, right? Now, people don't know what to do, who to bring now in the seat of Delhi. It is, their dreams have actually been shattered of Delhiites. That is very sad. So now, no Arvind Kejriwal uh, has been proved to be a defaulter. No movement will now arise like the movements we had for freedom struggle.
Yeah.
Those were true movements, whether it was by Gandhiji, whether it was by someone else, or maybe Sardar Bhagat Singh or Chandrasekhar Azad.
Yeah.
Now these movements are, I believe, buried once and for all.
Yeah. Mr. Firoz Bakht Ahmed, if ED arrest Arvind Kejriwal in the coming time, what will be the future of Delhi government?
Let me tell you one thing. I think you are a man of media. You must have heard that earlier, the case is going on in the apex court,
Yeah.
in the Supreme Court. The learned judge, one of the learned judges said, he said that there is a lot of, allegation as far as corruption is concerned. So why not, in fact, declare the Aam Aadmi Party as a defaulter party,
Yeah.
right? And it should not, fight elections. This thing has already been discussed in the Supreme Court of India. Now you are asking me what will be the status of Aam Aadmi Party. To begin with, till now they have been ruling the roost. They have been enjoying gala time, right? Aam Aadmi Party, the entire system. But now they will have problems. They will have problems, and we do not know whether Aam Aadmi Party will come into power or not. Uh, the problem with the people is that people who are from the main voters, who are very poor people, who are from Jhuggi Jhopdi, areas, and for whom he has made electricity free, they might still feel that he is Arvind Kejriwal ji is being targeted by the people who dislike him or by the ED. That's the problem. Uh, Aam Aadmi Party still has its stake.
Yeah.
But if Arvind Kejriwal is arrested, we do not know whether he will be arrested or not. But in case if he is arrested, then this will be a big setback for Aam Aadmi Party. I think long time ago, we remember in Assam also there was one chief minister who was students representative. Uh, the name has slipped from my mind. He came for one term, but he became corrupt and absolutely corrupt. It reminds me, what was his name? Anyway, I'll just let you know about his name. But you know, maybe that Aam Aadmi Party goes out of power this time, right? Who comes into power, whether Congress or BJP or whatever, but it will be a big setback for Aam Aadmi Party, but still they will have their seats in the areas where they have given free electricity, water and things like that. So it will not be an easy go system for AAP, as they had 67 seats of Delhi out of 70 or something like that. In all the elections they managed 60 plus,
Yeah.
but this time it might not be that way.
Mr. Firoz Bakht Ahmed ji, how much truth is there in Arvind Kejriwal allegation that ED action is political motivated?
See, this is the language of this new group that has been formed in the name of INDIA, or what they in French language call Indi,
Yeah.
right? He is speaking the language of Indi, right? That ED, CBI, blah blah blah, courts, all these government agencies, these are being misused. I think he is sadly mistaken, Mr. Kejriwal, if you believe that all these are the stooges
Yeah.
or the slaves of the central government. No, it's not that way, right? People are after Aam Aadmi Party and its leaders because there is something very solid behind the scene, which has been thoroughly researched and found out,
Yeah.
right? And that's why these cases are there. All right. Uh, you see, same thing also happened in Mumbai. In Mumbai, unfortunately, that actor from Bihar, I think his name was, who was murdered, and unfortunately, and shown as that he committed suicide.
Yeah.
He's a very very wonderful actor from Bihar. So he was also murdered, and the government of Maharashtra at that time, Aghali government, was involved, right? At that time, they also said that yes, ED is after them, CBI is after them, all such parameters. And when there was this case of drugs in the film industry,
Yeah.
which was proven right, at that time also they said that yes, this is all because the government is after their jugular, after their life. So if Mr. Kejriwal thinks that these are government agencies and they are being misused, I think he lives in a fool's paradise. These agencies do not attack uh, an innocent person,
Yeah.
right? In fact, he was after the life of late Mrs. Sheila Dikshit. He said, "I will arrest him. I will arrest her. I will put her behind the bars." Why didn't he do that? He said in the beginning, "We are simple people. We will not take big bungalows." And there are allegations that in his own bungalow, he has used 45 to 50 crore rupees. Arey bhai, what was the? I will not take a big bungalow. I will manage my people in small rooms. I will not take air conditioned cars. All these things he has been saying. But and then in the beginning they used to come to the secretariat in their cycles or in their old cars. He also had an old car. I think it was a blue colored Maruti. This is all. This is all something which is showmanship. What they call in Hindi adambar, right? And people of Delhi are not fools. Of course, they got befooled by this party three times. I think it's a world record that some political party befooled a big city, a major city of the world like Delhi three times.
Yeah.
But now they have learned their lesson, Delhiites. Maybe a fourth time they might not be befooled by this party.
Yeah. Mr. Firoz Bakht Ahmed, my closing question to you is that opposition leaders allege that the central government is misusing central investigation agencies to intimidate opposition leaders.
Let me tell you one thing. For opposition, it might be that way. I am saying something very stunning, and there might also be a case against me, right? I will defend it on my own without taking a lawyer. All these so called leaders, not all of them, most of them, all these so called members of parliament, not all of them, but many of them, all these ministers, not all of them, but many of them, from all the parties, they are not honest people. They are not what they call in Hindi doodh ke dhule, right? They have two faces. One face for the people, and the other face where they uh, indulge in scams. They indulge in billions and trillions of deals for their families. Someone, I was traveling in a three-wheeler,
Yeah.
so I was going to some place. I usually talk to these three-wheeler people or police on the stations. वो कैसा चल रहा है, क्या है, सब क्या है,
Yeah.
नेताजी क्या कर रहे हैं. Then that three-wheeler driver, he told me, he took the name of one very senior Congress leader, very senior. He is now not the MP, but 3 4 times he was the MP. He was also minister both in Mrs. Gandhi and Sonia and this uh, Sonia's what you can call cards, the government which she made. And the three-wheeler driver said, "So what if he is not the MP these days? In fact, for his 1000 generations, he has earned billions of trillions of rupees. This is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
And truly an Aam Aadmi, within double inverted commas, who suffers. An Aam Aadmi like you,
Yeah.
or an Aam Aadmi like me. I am also an Aam Aadmi, right? So these people suffer, they pay taxes, and these leaders, the so-called ministers, the so-called MPs, the so-called MLAs, corporators, these fritter away their money. You go to UK, you see the work done by municipality. There is no corruption there. You appreciate that. You go to say USA, you go to Germany, you go to UAE. At least in these, I am not appreciating these countries. I do not want to put India down taking the names of these countries, because uh, to me, for me, in my whole heart, soul and mind, India is super and supreme,
Yeah.
super se bhi upar. But had all these people right from the time of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, there was corruption even at the time of Pandit Nehru. It was lesser, but by and by it increased. So had this corruption not been there for the last 75 years, right, for this Amrit Kal, duration, India would have been stronger than USA, than China, than France, UK or Germany. In India is going in that direction under Prime Minister Modi. I am I am not appreciating him because I am his friend, or that he is my relative,
Yeah.
right? Or that he has done something for me. No, like a common Indian, like a man who walks onto the road, he understands that my prime minister is an honest man, right? And he has devoted all his life for the sake of a poor Indian. You know, this is not an interview about Modi ji, but let me still tell you, of the last 9 10 years, there is not a single day where Modi ji has not started a new scheme or done something for the poor, for the poor girls, for the students, right? And he connects right from the students. Pariksha pe baat karna, talking about examinations, right? Talking about the girls, ladki padhao, ladki padhao, right? Child, girl child education. So he has touched the inner chords of a common Indian who is a coolie, who is a three-wheeler driver, who is a laborer, right? A person who works as a mali. He has touched the inner chords of their heart. And apart from that, he has gathered a lot of respect outside. See, 7 Muslim countries, they have given Modi ji the best civilian award to Modi ji. No leader, not even any Muslim, no Benazir Bhutto or her father or General Ziaul Haq. Nobody has got all these awards from Muslim countries which Modi ji has got. So you know, uh, coming back to your words when you started the question, that opposition parties think that all these agencies,
Yeah.
CBI, ED, vigilance, all these,
Yeah.
they are against the opposition parties. They are not against opposition parties. The people who work in the in the houses, the drivers, the washermen, the maids, these people only inform that these people are of that kind, and they have got their tijoris, their almiras full of gold and full of currency, foreign currency, all these things. One very simple example, very interesting example, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
While I used to teach at modern school,
Yeah.
Barakamba Road, I had one colleague, Mr. Mathani.
Mm.
He used to be a math teacher, retired like me.
Yeah.
His son actually uh, is working in Australia. He told me that his son sent 10,000 Australian dollars to Kejriwal's party. So I asked him whether he has received any receipt or not. No receipt was. I mean, that way this man and the entire party, they received not only from Indians, from NRIs, from the entire world.
Yeah.
And one very interesting thing, let me tell you, which I did for him
Yeah.
while I was at close quarters with Arvind ji. Arvind ji used to tell me, Firoz ji, I want to get connected to the Muslim clientele, to the Muslim voters. मैं मुसलमानों को कैसे impress करूं? I said, okay, good. Muslims are also voters. They are also citizens of India as are non-Muslims. I said, ji, you do one thing. You write a letter in Urdu to Muslims that you will, you will help them in terms of education. You will create modern schools for them. You will modernize their madrasas. You will take care of their youth. Police picks their youth anytime,
Yeah.
right? So you will do all these things apart from neatness and cleanliness in their localities which are full of dirt and filth. All such things you will do. So he said, okay, आप मुझे बना दीजिए. You make that Urdu letter. I am there. There were some changes were made, right? Ultimately, what happened was that in first election, I think 6 Muslim MLA areas are there in Delhi, mostly in Trans Yamuna, including Ballimaran and whatnot, Okhla. So he got these seats for himself, but he let the Muslim community also down. He did not create any good institution in their area, any good dispensary or hospital in their area, no neatness and cleanliness in their localities, right? So he has let down all the sections of society. Unfortunately, I know him at very close quarters, right? I am not against him. I am against the kind of deeds, right? In fact, misdeeds he has indulged in the name of honesty, in the name of giving a new system of politics, a neat and clean system of politics, an honest, down-to-earth system of politics, where the person who has been suffering at the end of the tail of achievements, right, or benefits, he has not benefited these people except taking care of his vote bank, who are people who are, of course, poor people for whom he has provided electricity. As far as I am concerned, I have to pay huge bills of electricity, right? Huge bills, and there is no respite for me. So I mean, हाथी के दांत खाने के और दिखाने के और, right?
Yeah.
He has been catering to the gallery, right? This is what his politics has been, right? He has he would lie, somewhere near Parliament, putting his muffler, all showmanship. कि नहीं जी मैं तो इस सरकार को हटाऊंगा, कांग्रेस सरकार को हटाऊंगा. He in fact near 26th of January, I think 11-12 years ago, he lay down near India Gate, near Parliament House. What is all this? Chalo, you do this, you prove it. You have not proved it, and now you are running away from ED. Hey, ji, I am serving my party. I have to converse for my party. This is not done. He has been absolutely exposed. I am not happy at his exposure. I am very sad because after gaining people's goodwill and confidence and their faith, if you let the entire clientele of Delhi and in fact India and in fact humans down, that is very big. It strikes right there inside.
Thank you so much, Mr. Firoz Bakht Ahmed, taking out time from Number One India News.
Thank you.